and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna be comparing two markers that I've recently been using. I haven't done a comparison video in a while, so I'm trying to bring that back since that's pretty much how my channel started. I'm gonna be comparing these Croma brush markers to the ioiomarkers. So this is the ioiomarker. It is a dual tip marker. Comes with a broad nib and then a fine nib. Oh, that's what that looks like. And in this teardrop shaped bag we have the Croma markers. It has a brush nib, so we got a brush nib and we got a broad nib. Alright, okay, so the first thing I want to do is find colors that are pretty similar to each other, so when I'm comparing it, it's not going to be too off. So here I'm just picking the colors I'm going to be using. I wanted her to have a darker skin tone, so I found all of the brown colors in the Croma marker set and also colors that I plan on using on her face, like the red for her lips or her cheeks as well. And I also decided to have her hair be pink. I mean, when I was planning out this drawing, I wanted her to have like a darker skin tone and like pink hair, and then I decided to have this be paired with a green outfit. I also do end up adding more colors in the future, so you'll see all of the colors I chose later on. Okay, so I have all of the colors I'm going to be using. I might add on some more colors, but these are the major colors. So I have her skin tone here, I have her hair color, and I have her outfit color. So let me just show you guys what I'm gonna be coloring in today's video. This is the art piece I'm going to be coloring. I will have a link in the description to where you can download and print this out. And I do have two of these for both of these markers. So this side is going to be the Croma marker, and then this side is going to be the ioiomarkers. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started on the Croma marker side, and then we'll move on to the ioiomarkers. Alright, so we're starting off on the skin on the Croma marker side. Okay, so one of the biggest faults of these markers is that the brush nib does fray after using it for a while, and it's just like, it's really disappointing. But the markers really do fray, and it does kind of look a bit different when you're coloring with them. It kind of feels like a dry brush when I was like trying to color this huge space. I feel like for like a smaller drawing, you won't really notice it that much, but since I'm drawing on this big paper and I'm trying to like do bigger strokes so it's not streaky, having the nib be frayed really hindered me a lot. But the good thing is this marker is a dual tip, and all I did was just switch it to the other side and started using the broader nib. Since this drawing is pretty big, it wasn't a big hassle for me to use that thick broad nib. So yeah, I'm glad I had that option. Not all of the markers were frayed since I haven't used all of the markers as much as that skin tone. So just the markers that were frayed, I used the broad nib side just to make it easier for myself. So yeah, that's pretty much the biggest fault I saw using these markers. As you guys saw, I didn't really include parts of me testing these markers to see how they blend, or if the color caps match, or if they smear with other inking supplies. So my goal when I make these comparison video is to be like super informative, so I go through how the markers look, like the packaging. If they're dual tip, I'd show that, and I'd also do the test where I see if these markers blend well, how long it takes me to blend, if they smudge, stuff like that. So just compare these two markers and show you guys how both of them look, how both of them just blend, so you can decide what works for you, what's your preference depending on your skills or what works for you. But whenever I have clips of me testing out the markers, I'd have people leaving those timestamps saying this is where the actual video starts, and it just cut straight to me coloring the actual piece. So I don't know if people don't want to see me testing out the markers to see how the colors actually look compared to the cap or how these markers blend. I don't want to include those clips if people don't find it informative or entertaining. And I'm also not sure if it's just the minority people just leaving comments like that if they don't want to see how the markers actually compare, or if that's how everybody or like most people feel, like they just want to see how the art looks, or I don't know. You guys can let me know. I'll have a poll somewhere to be like, hey, include everything or just have only the art portion. Kind of like this video where I didn't include everything but just focus on the art. So that's just the only way you guys would be able to tell the difference between these two markers is through the packaging of the marker. So I'll show that, and I will also show the marker nib and I guess the art. That's pretty much it. So yeah, definitely let me know if you want to see me include everything or if you like this format more, because I can definitely see how it might be a bit boring sitting there and like testing the markers to see how they blend, stuff like that. I've also been thinking of different ways I can break up the content, so maybe while I'm like talking about a specific marker, so like here I'm doing the Croma marker, I could insert a clip of me blending the markers to see how well they blend, something like that. But I think I'll just wait for you guys' reply and then I'll go from there. Or if you guys have any inputs on how you want to see this format be, let your girl know. So the extra color that I said I was going to add is this yellow, and I ended up making her dress a gradient from the yellow to the green. It was totally not planned. I was kind of just going with the flow, and I was like, her dress is kind of boring. So I decided to make it into a gradient because I didn't just want the yellow to be up on her flower crown. I also wanted it down in her dress area. So that was the only way I felt I could incorporate the yellow into the bottom side of the drawing, and I'm super happy with it. I think it totally adds to this whole piece to make her look somewhat how I wanted her to look. So because my line art printed out really weird, I decided to not ink her with my regular liners like the multi-liner or like a brush pen, which was my first thought. I decided to just use the Arteza color pencil, and I'm so happy that I did that. It gave it like a softer look compared to if I would have done it with a black liner. It would have looked so much different, but with the color pencil it makes it stand out. Like it kind of looks like a line art, but it's not so harsh compared to a multi-liner or a brush pen. And also the color was like a dark brown color, so it makes it look good. Alright, so I'm all done with the Croma marker side, and this is what the final piece looks like. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the ioiomarker side. This is actually the first time I'm doing a comparison video of a marker that I haven't reviewed on my channel yet, like its own separate review video. I did film a review video for this marker, but the video wasn't approved, so it never got posted. But I still do like these markers. The only problem with them is that the colors don't match the cap, and that's also why the video wasn't approved. But I still do like these markers, which is why they're on my channel now. I guess I'm gonna talk about the art and what I was going for. I really wanted to draw a Mother Nature kind of character, so what I had in mind was a dark skin tone character with pink hair and a flower crown, and I really wanted her to look like regal, like just powerful and beautiful, but I'm not sure if I got it right. It looks so much better in my head. Why doesn't it look like what I imagined it to look like? Why? One of these days, my artwork will look exactly how I imagine it to be. Anyways, I still do like it. I wish I would have made her skin a bit darker and her hair a bit lighter, just because I wanted it to contrast a lot, but I don't see that big of a contrast between her hair and skin and then the outfit as well. So I definitely want to keep the same concept where I'm drawing a Mother Nature character who's like a dark skin, light pink hair, like almost white but with a tint of pink in there, and just give it a serene kind of mood with her facial expression as well. Just have her look calm but like still powerful. But here I just drew a pretty girl like I usually draw, and it doesn't look like a Mother Nature type of character or anything. So yeah, so that's why I'm just feeling like it doesn't look like anything special, but I still really do like it, so I don't want to put my artwork down too much. But yeah, it just doesn't look how I want it to look in my head. One of these days, you know, that's the goal. Whatever you imagine just happens on the paper. Alright, so I'm gonna let music play while you guys see how I complete this drawing using the ioiomarkers. And at the end, we'll see how these two pieces look. Alright, so here is the final piece. This is what the ioiomarker looks like. Alright, so let's see how these two markers compare. This is the Croma marker side, and here is the ioiomarker side. Look at the difference. There's honestly not that big of a difference. I really like how dark the ioiomarker skin looks, and I really like how light the Croma marker hair looks like. The outfits, honestly, the two greens look pretty identical. Like, ooh, okay. So yeah, let me know which one of these is your favorite, or if you like them both. And yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys, thanks for watching.